Hi, guys. I hope you are having a great time today. Thank you for joining us. We have a great, diverse group of panelists today who are having different styles of buying and shopping habits online. And I'm going to interview them today. But before that, let me do a quick introduction. Who are they and what's their buying patterns? So I've got Sean Ung with me. Hi, Sean. Sean is a great
Hello.
Sean is a great tech savvy person and loves to buy electronics and electrical goods online. Next, I have got Priya, who is a fashionista and a family person at the same time. So she loves to buy through e commerce platforms. Next to me is Arishta. Arishta is a fashionista and she loves to buy fashion apparels and jewelry online. Last but not least, I have got Vinay, who is also a tech savvy person, loves to buy electronics and electrical goods, but he also has a little daughter for whom he buys a lot of stuff online, so kids related. So let me ask about their expectations and experience. So, welcome, first of all. Uh, we understand that there is stiff competition in e-commerce business, and that's also a reason that the customers' expectations are rising day by day. So let me ask you, what are your expectations as a customer of e-commerce business? And let me start from Sean Ang.
Well, I think that as a customer of an e-commerce business, it's really important to me how legit the business actually is because you don't really know who's on the other side. So one of the things that makes me more comfortable when I deal with an e-commerce shop is their ability to respond to messages really quickly. Because if they respond to messages quickly, it shows that they are actually not really hiding. And sometimes when you go on these large e-commerce platforms, uh, they always reply immediately, but it's actually a chatbot that's replying, and that's really frustrating for me as a customer. So
Yes.
I hate that, and it just shows that they're just trying to fulfill requirements set by the platform, but not really caring about the customer. So that's a big turn off for me.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a great point. So basically, they're not trying to act as your buddy or work as your buddy while you're making a purchase decision, right?
Well, I mean, essentially, it's we know that they want to make a sale, but it seems like it is sales at all costs, and there is no care for whether the customer actually benefits or not from the product. And from some
Oh, yes.
e-commerce stores, that's the feeling I get, and I tend not to buy from those stores.
Oh, that's a great point. Let me ask the same question with Priya. Priya, what's your expectations when it comes to e-commerce business shopping?
Well, hi Amit, hi everyone. A big hello to everyone.
Hello.
Yes, of course, I'm a buyer, and as a customer, my expectations are always like, whenever I'm buying an apparel or jewelry, there should be detailed information about the product, right, on the site, like the color, the size, the material, the length, the discount, every detail I look out for in the websites or in these different sites, right? But sometimes it happens that yes, there are some informations available, while other for the rest I need to really struggle and I need to surf more. And yes, but basically I look out for detailed information so that it buying becomes easy for me.
Oh, that's great. That's a great point. Thank you, Priya. Let me have the same question to Arishta.
Hi, Amit. Yeah, pretty much I'll echo the same thing what they've both said. So of course it needs to be genuine. I really don't want to end up with some fake products and have to waste time in getting a refund and all of those, which obviously means which is wasted money and so on. But generally speaking, I think overall, if a website is not able to give me a smooth, seamless experience, then I zone off completely and I don't want to go back to it. So right from the fact that they can know what my buying preferences are, or if I've gone to certain things, maybe shoes or dresses or kids things, for my boys and stuff. they that should come up automatically when I log in. That's kind of a thing what you expect these days, especially with all the AI and all that. But besides that, of course, I think overall that when you bought the stuff, like it should have good amount of information, timely deliveries, and so on. And I think towards the end, it matters is that the experience is good. It's a seamless, without having to question too much, without having to end up with mistakes that are made from the seller's point of view. So that would make me go back again and again.
That's quite an interesting point and experience. Vinay, what's your experience and expectation?
Okay, most of the things are already, shared by these guys. Hi to everybody. Hi, Amit. Thanks for being calling us here and arranging this platform for us. So, what my expectation from an e-commerce business would be slightly different from everyone here. Uh, if you look at the business as a whole on the e-commerce platform, you see they're saving a lot of costs on their side in comparison to a traditional brick and mortar shop where you need to pay out on the overhead expenses like rent, electricity, and everything. They save it all on save on those costs, and these cost benefits should be passed on to the customer. So what I look out from an e-commerce website to start off is the discount they can offer, or the benefit that they offer to the customer in comparison to the uh, traditional shop where I go and buy the same product, and the ability to deliver that product in the right form. Because when you're on an e-commerce platform, the logistics play a very big role. Now when you go on to this logistics thing, the courier is not something which you can control. So any e-commerce delivery platform which is using a logistic partner which is tried and tested and is able to handle the products carefully, yeah, I'll go with them time and again. Of course, if they, treating me as a customer, taking feedbacks, being proactive in responses and everything, they add on a lot. But the delivery and the service is very important in addition to the discounts they offer.
All right, I think those are few great points. The quick few key points that I could pick up is be genuine, be there, make it smooth and easy, and pass on the benefit of discounts to the customers. So a clear message to our sellers of e-commerce platform out there. Thank you, Vinay. And by the way, Vinay is still in his office. That's why he's unable to switch on his camera. So just bear with him. Thank you. My next question to you guys is how do you know if a seller on e-commerce platform is serving you genuinely or is fake? Let me start from Vinay since he was the last one last time.
Okay. In respect of a seller being genuine or fake, I would probably look at his suite of products, the number of products he's selling, the diversity of products. Generally when you go on an e-platform, the products is very restricted or very specific. So if there is like thousands of products or which are unrelated to each other being sold by a single seller, I would say that would put a red flag to it. Then I'd look at the reviews that the customers, the previous buyers have placed onto him, and then I'll definitely look out to speak to him to clarify a few doubts. Or every time that I look at any product, I'd like to get some answers, because as soon as you see a product, you would not have answers to your queries. So there'll be some patterns or some questions that you would have. So I would expect them to answer before I can purchase. So willingness to serve, as in the answering questions, then reviews, and the suite of products that are being offered will make me judge whether they are genuine or fake.
Oh, that's great point. Thanks, Vinay. How about Arishta? What do you think?
You know, Amit, this is one I always struggle with. I think a lot of us struggle with because we always trying to see that it's a good website to buy from. It's a good, especially now, I think 2020 going forwards, everyone's going to be pretty careful on this because so much more business has gone online now that for one of the online businesses to be successful, I think for us to be a regular customer of theirs, they really need to up their game to show how genuine they are, or the products are not fake. Their service needs to be good. Answer questions fairly quickly. Give it some kind of a personal touch. I generally like that. So like Sean was saying, it's not a chatbot, but an actual person who's responding to you. And also, I think one of the other things is that it I think the way that they serve you, whether it's timely and it's prompt, versus you get a lot of delayed responses from them. That is also probably a catch that can give it away. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Super. Priya, the same
Yeah.
question to you.
Yeah, so I'll agree with Vinay that yes, I do go through a lot of reviews before I opt to buy. So yeah, I go through the reviews. I also ask my friends and if anybody has either bought from the platform or not, used it before or not. Then I do a brief of my own research. Like I go through. Where are the places where they promote, right, and who are the people they have served before. So these are the few things that I often take notice of before trying a new website or a new new platform. But yes, obviously there is a pattern. So any genuine since we have so much experience in buying online things stuff now, we pretty much can make out things like which platform is genuine and which is like fake, which stuff are not realistic, doesn't the offer doesn't seem realistic, right? And to know more about that offer, when you pin in, to ask more questions, the way they answer, it has to satisfy, right? It has to be logical. And and literally we go deep into it, like whether this offer can really happen or not, is it valid or not. So it matters, yes, the offer they are providing. And you can, from that pattern, most of the time you can make out, like, and the way they respond, most of the time you can make out that yes, this is somewhere, and there's obviously a gut feeling inside like, okay, this is somewhere good to buy. And then it's okay, I can, I go ahead with it. And sometimes it's
Okay.
not, like, I don't get a good
Great.
feeling, whether it's through the communicating with that check through them, the chat box, or through the offers. This sometimes they seem too unrealistic to me. And they don't have the proper reason to know why they're offering such discounts and all. So yes, definitely the pattern and the reviews, I would say I had to go through them.
Mhm. Thanks, Priya.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Sean, what do you have to share on this?
So, whether a seller is actually serving genuinely or fake, right? I mean, you're talking about the product itself, I rely a lot on the reviews on whether a product is real or fake. Because if you don't have reviews, that's actually quite scary. If you do have reviews, and especially sufficient reviews, and someone says that it's fake, well, it does count for a lot unless you've responded to either defend yourself or your product,
Mhm.
right? If in terms of the service levels, like how a person, the customer service, on whether the service is genuine or fake as a value or as a character, well, then it goes to really this thing about questions, right? So either you answer the questions that are being posed, like as a real human being. But I think one of the best experiences is, instead of just answering the questions, the seller actually bothers to ask me questions about my needs, right? And
Mm.
to ask me questions on whether the product is suitable for me. So, as you say, I like to buy a lot of tech stuff, right? Which means, nowadays some laptops, they have so little ports that you have to keep buying adapters. But these adapters don't work for every single laptop. So sometimes when I ask a question and they will ask me specifically, what brand of laptop are you using? Well, when I give my answer and they say yes or no, well, that gives me confidence that the seller is legit, whether or not I actually make a purchase or not. I mean, the only reason why I would not make a purchase if it is not suitable for the laptop that I'm using, right? But
Wow.
at least I make the correct choice, and I don't like to feel scared.
Oh, absolutely. I think we've got some great points for our sellers here. So the quick few key points that I could pick up was be genuine, be there, be willing to serve, make it easier for the customers to buy, which means be the customer's buddy, and yeah, don't sell fake products, and serve the customers from your heart, not by using technology like chatbot and other artificial intelligence, right? Cool. I think that's awesome. Let's move on to the next segment, which is primarily based on service recovery. All right. And the first question in that segment is service recovery important to you? If yes, then why and how? And let me start with Sean first.
Well, service recovery is it definitely important, but I think depending on the price of the product that you're purchasing, your expectation might be higher or lower. Correct?
Yes.
Because if it's a very low cost product, like a $1 or $2 kind of product, then the the effort that you would have to take to send the product back to them for a refund, you're not going to do it. You're just going to write it off. Now,
Hmm.
so that in that case, I want it, but I don't expect it so much in that sense. Although it would be really nice to know that somebody is willing to do something, and that just increases my loyalty. And that goes to the next point where if somebody actually bothers to do some form of service recovery, or at least acknowledge the complaint, then that could easily not just make me want to go back, but I would recommend my friends knowing that they are going to fix a problem if there is a problem. I mean, come on, we've all been to stores and we all know that things don't go right every single time. So it's nice when somebody actually takes ownership of the problem and try to resolve it. Yeah, so I think it's an opportunity for stores not just to uh, win the customer back, but actually you can create an even better impression of your business if you do the service recovery well.
Oh, that's a great point. Priya, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I'll go back to your previous question first, Amit. That here actually the interaction matters, because I would definitely not expect it to happen first. So they might ask me questions or they may interact with me well before sending me, because for the apparels or for the jewelry we have so much expectations, right? And when it appears and when it's something wrong goes, we just don't want to take that pain to again resend them and all. It's not very
Hmm.
convenient, to be very honest. Even the price is high or low, it's like, and if it's low, then it's like, okay, I'm keeping it, but and again I go ahead and again I need to order it. But even it happens, we all understand that mistakes and do happen and all. Then there should be a proper ownership, instead of arguing like, no, we have delivered you the right product. If they take the ownership and then do it faster, it's really great. And so service recovery is one thing which is very, very, very much important. So even if they by mistake they send a wrong product or it's a misfit for me, they can exchange it and they can take the ownership. And so yes, this customer service really matters, the communication really matters.
Oh, that's great. Arishta, what will make you become a loyal customer after you've been through the service recovery problem?
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is I think all sellers should be aware of this. This is a big deterrent to customers becoming loyal if the service, if the recovery process is not easy. Because I mean, I can understand going to a store and making a mistake, because that's the onus is on me that I've chosen something wrong, came away with the wrong shoe size or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I made a mistake. But when you're online and they're telling you the information over there, they're giving you the right stuff. You ordered it expecting that thing to come into your hands, right? Like you were just sharing somebody's example just a few minutes ago. That's like I actually dread it, and I find it so annoying. It's a huge waste of time. On the other hand, I've seen with my brother who shops a lot online. Way more than me. He is very, very good with websites now, because I see his style. He says, oh, these guys are really good. So even if I make a mistake and I've chosen the wrong size, it's not a great fit or something like that, he knows that they will be coming back. That he'll get the refund and it'll be smooth process. But there are certain sites which he's tried and he's warned me. So that's coming from an experience from somebody who's even a bigger shopper than mine. But it stays in your head that if the recovery is an issue, you don't want to go that track again because it's total waste. So definitely, I would not be. For me, it's a big one. It's not just the products that you've listed and the glitz and glamour, how gorgeous your website is, but it's really your customer service, which is post my sales process. So once I've
Oh,
bought it.
what a great point. Vinay, what's your thoughts about it?
Of course, I mean, customer service is something which is very important, and willingness to accept the mistake is something which gives you a big boost that and the customer won't. From a customer's standpoint, I would say that I would want to go back to that site to buy again and the next time. So yeah, I mean, nothing exceptional apart from all the three guys comment. But yeah, I mean, of course, it's very important for me as well.
Great. Thank you. I think the few common points that I could pick up from here is be open, be positive, accept, acknowledge the mistake that's been made, and work on it quickly and immediately to serve the customer back so that the service recovery process is not taking too long a time and the experience is really good and we are giving space to the customers to win our confidence back and to shop back with us. All right. So we have one last question for this evening, and that's a very open-ended question. And this is about: could you please share about your good, great, or bad experience shopping on e-commerce platforms? And let me start with Sean.
So a really good experience actually came from a ride-hailing firm, and there was an error in the fees that were charged. So at about 2 a.m., I actually sent in a request because there was an error through the app, and by 6:30 a.m., before I even woke up, the refund was done, and
Wow.
that's incredible efficiency. But I think that this is the standard that you expect to have these days when you don't expect people to have face-to-face meetings and you expect everything to be done online and quickly. So it was a great experience for me. A not so good experience though. There was once I ordered a screen protector for my laptop. It arrived, and it arrived with a huge crack in the middle, which
Oh,
essentially makes it unusable. Um, so of course, right, I'm not happy, and I wanted to get a refund, but the platform that I purchased it on did not allow for a refund, and the seller actually rejected it, saying he insisted that the packaging was perfect and it arrived in great condition. Which I mean, it is true that they came in multiple layers of protection, but when I opened it, it was cracked.
oh
And
my
I mean,
God.
but how else do you expect me to prove it, right? Do you want me to unbox every package that I open? You can't do that, right? Correct. So I think that the process of refund is important. The way that the platform judges whether or not somebody should be given a refund, it should be realistic.
Mhm.
And it was a horrible experience for me. And not just that I did not purchase from that store, I stopped shopping from that platform for about a year and a half because I just had no more confidence that if something similar happened, I would be given a fair judgment.
Oh, that's really a dreadful situation to be in. Thanks for sharing that, Sean. Let me ask Priya the same question.
Yeah, so definitely good, bad, both. But let me mention a bad one here because yeah, everyone's going to share the good ones because I just can't get that experience out of my head. So I'm definitely going to share this one.
Yeah.
It happened exactly last year around this time, and I ordered some products, cosmetic products, and when it arrived, it was the absolutely different, right? The brand was different. What I ordered, the product was absolutely different. So I went
Mm.
back and I complained, and the worst part was they started arguing with me that no, we sent the right product. How it got changed? I was like, I received the product, and how you can argue with me? You take you take the ownership of it. Okay, it's a mistake. You can, but then. It was like no, then I had to send a couple of emails, and then eventually after 2 to 3 days they refund me the money, but then they didn't took it back, or they didn't get me the right product again. So I have to take I have to order it from a different platform and get them, but then that was a horrible experience I had.
Mhm.
So yes, even if mistakes happen, that's why I was saying that you better take the ownership and send the right product at least. I mean, that is
Absolutely.
what we expect as a buyers, as customers.
That's a
So
clear example of
yeah.
wrong packaging of product.
Yeah,
And
and
I
then
think
they
we are,
were arguing, no, I have sent the right product. We have sent the right product. How it got, changed in between.
uh,
I said, I don't know about it. I'm sorry. What
I
I
think,
got was absolutely different. I showed them
yeah.
that this is what I ordered.
I
Yeah.
think as sellers, we should understand that we all are humans and mistakes can happen. It could be that we have bulk orders to ship, and there are multiple items put together and we are kind of packaging it. And by mistake, a wrong packaging is done, which reaches to the customer. I think this is something which is very common and can happen, but this should be taken as the ownership by the sellers, and they should be taking it back and refunding it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Priya. How about Arishta?
Hey, Amit. So I can tell you a couple of the good ones first, especially during COVID, because my husband's been ordering
Wow.
alcohol online and fantastic service, always gets the best one and really, really good. All whether it's the what do you call them? Well, the Japanese single malts or whatever, and really well packaged, delivered on time, and with the date and the time that they've given us. And also, I've been ordering some
Wow.
chocolates. So these are not, yeah. It's the mails that have been going around. I'm just sharing very frankly. Fantastic service, and even to the point that I send them a message saying, "Hey, I really want, if you order an X amount of chocolates, like 120 or something dollars worth of chocolates, then you get really nice leather diary, which I really liked, a suede thing." So I asked him,
Mhm.
"Can you swap that color for that color?" And I mean, I wasn't expecting a response. I was like, "Man, not possible." But yeah, somebody responded to me saying this one is out and it's finished and so on. We'll give you something else. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So that was a
Such
really
a
good
great.
experience. And I do not have a bad one, but I want to share something else with you. That in the last couple of years, there's a couple of websites only that I have found to be doing this, that allow you to, it's something like what IKEA does. I mean, that name I can take, but these ones I won't tell you. But they say you're allowed to change your mind, which basically means that if I want to order like five different pairs of sunglasses in different colors, I can, even though I plan to choose only two. What eventually happens is I end up keeping four and return only one. So I've stopped. I've tried to reduce it because it's very tempting. Once you have it in your home, gosh, it's really cool. Okay, let me give this for my sister. Okay, now it's already here. I can use it as a birthday gift. So it's a really good tactic as well from the seller's point of view. But I've seen that in that particular instant on one of the websites about the sunglasses, and also a couple of other things, which is pretty much the same. That you can order an X amount of quantity in different colors and styles, and then thinking that I'll choose one or two pieces from that and send the rest back. But no, you end up keeping more. So yeah, so I like
Awesome.
it, even though it's like I end up buying more. But yeah, from this is something that I think from the seller's point of view, it's really really good that they allow you to do that. And the same goes for IKEA. You end up putting lots in your trolley, knowing that you can change your mind and then go back and return it in 30 days. So
Yeah,
you never return it. I can tell you, you always end up keeping it.
most of the time you don't return it because
So,
you anyways have loved it, liked it, and that's why in the first place you have picked it up. And I think that's a great way of selling, because you're giving confidence to the buyer that okay, I'm not in a rush
absolutely.
to really keep it. If I need to return some out of these, I can always do it. I think return policy needs to be flexible, and this is a great initiative where you can actually purchase more, try and understand which one do you really want to keep, and then return rest of them. Goes a long way, I think. Great example, Arishta. Vinay.
Um, Honestly, there's no single experience that I have had, to share. Thankfully, I don't know whether I should be, calling myself fortunate or unfortunate, but I have never had, a very good or a very bad experience with the e-commerce platforms as yet. But you never know.
Yeah, all right. So that's something which is you can always come across some good and bad. In fact, I had a very bad experience recently. Without taking the name of the platform, I became a victim of cybercrime. I used to purchase on that website. Quite a lot before, but in the meantime I was not very active on that website. But taking my information from that website, someone copied the profile of one of my friends who is very close to me, and through that friend, they persuaded me to share the OTP in the form of a passcode, and they purchased an online game which was able to redeemed instantly, and that's how I couldn't really do a complaint and get my money back. So that was a horrible experience. But I think those are extreme experiences which you don't experience very frequently. But of course, there are many good experiences also that you all have shared, and I think our sellers will take some great nuggets out of this talk today from our esteemed customers of e-commerce business. Once again, thank you guys so much. I'm grateful for you to take your time out of your busy schedule and come and help me get this survey interview done. So thank you and kudos to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you.
Amit.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thanks.
Thank you.